We're so pleased that you could join us this evening and to be a part of the very first performance, the very first production to be held that is solely Pioneer High School, the Alpha Theater Troupes, one at This is my co-director, Laura Treviño de Torres, and I'm Lilia Verdig, and we would like to welcome you tonight.
Thank you so much for joining us. Of course, a show like this elaborate, and this much of design couldn't have been possible without the extra help of several individuals. So we'd like to take a moment right now and recognize that their help was tremendously a part of this show. So very special thanks to our principal, Mr. Heath, our secretary at school, Karina Ruiz, both Ward and Sue Ellen Thomas, Ms. Jennifer Breckler, Mr. and Mrs. Alejandro Rodriguez, Ms. Jenny Hollis, and Mr. Charlie Brenner. So thank you all so much. And of course you for joining us for our public performance.
I'd also like to add, parents, it is a true blessing to be able to work with your children. You have sacrificed a lot of hours. You know that this play was a play that almost wasn't. And within 4 weeks' time, they went from not knowing what play we were going to do, auditioning, getting cast, memorizing lines, blocking, and competing, and being ranked first by all 3 judges at district. We are so proud. I know I speak for Ms. Torres when I say we are so proud of the growth. A lot of these students, you need to know, they've worked on it for 6 weeks now at this point. And many of them have never before taken any type of stage, let alone competing in such a stressful contest as the One Act Play contest is. And so you should be extremely proud of what they have done. Thank you, parents, for allowing us the blessing of being able to work with them in this capacity. So, we're going to be quiet now with no further ado. We would like to proudly present our UIL One Act Play contest entry, To See the Stars by Cynthia Mercati.
In the black winter of 1909, when we froze and fled on the picket line, we showed the world that women could fight, and we showed the world a woman's might.
It's not fair. 6 days a week we work at Johansson. 12 hours a day for $4 bloody a week.
It isn't fair. If we're a minute late in the morning, they dock us half the day's pay, as if it's better than anything else.
It's not fair that we have to pay Mr. Ross to rent the vending machines we saw, the very things we
Crates, mind you, not shares.
the very oil that makes our machines run, and the needles and the thread, and if we don't pay up, we're sacked.
So you gotta give back some dough to the floor boss. So what?
That's how things work.
And if we are to get sick and miss shots one day,
We're sacked anyway.
and that's how it is. 6 bloody days a week. 12 bloody hours a day.
And what right do you have to complain? You're just factory girls.
We are shirtwaist girls.
And what's that?
Shirtwaist or blouses, you ignorant man.
These easy shirtwaist.
You're still just factory girls and immigrants too. Most of you greenhorn.
Watch out, the sea water.
Don't like how it is here. Go back to the old country.
Never.
I came to America for a finer life.
Things don't get different for people like us.
They could. If we make them different.
Oh, sure.
go down on their knees and thank Mr. Johansson for keeping you on.
Should we? Anya.
New York's crawling with girls who need jobs. Girls who talk nice to their bosses and don't sass back. I find you today. I can hire another girl just like you tomorrow. A caravan, that's all you are. Don't make no difference to me who gets you $4 a week, but I bet it makes a big difference to you. Right, Clara?
Yes, Mr. Ross.
I told you I don't like girls talking all over the place. I told you it bothers me.
Yes, Mr. Ross.
Talk to Clara and it keeps bothering me. What do you think I just might have to do?
I don't know, Mr.
I
Ross.
just might have to let you go.
It's just a cold.
It's almost time for work, girls. Don't be late. And don't forget what I said.
Some folks have a nice high opinion of themselves.
As long as he can hire the virus, he can have any opinion he wants.
We all know what side you're on.
Just put one side.
I just speak at Mr. Ross. I mean, when he's not seeing, I speak at Mr. Ross. Okay, I'm going to tell the likes of Mr. Martin Ross what I think of him.
That's the day he'll be unemployed.
It's a coward you are, Margaret
It's a
Murphy.
coward with a job is what I am, Bridget Feeney.
Every morning.
We walk up those rickety stairs. We see that those machines are backs bent and heads down.
Mouth shut.
That's the way they want us.
Maybe we're all cowards.
Maybe that's because we haven't given ourselves a chance to be anything else. I'm tired of waking up in the morning with nothing to look forward to. Nothing to tell me that tomorrow is going to be better, because it won't, but it could be. If we're fed up, if we're angry enough, we have to fight back. There isn't any way. There is. We can strike. I will listen to this right, Thomas. You clear us out of this. I read many times the shirtwaist factory in Philadelphia went on strike. And now the girls only work 10 hours a day and they make $6 a week.
Please go on with you.
We really need that pocket here. Why not?
Johansson's too big, too rich. They'd never back down.
But maybe he would. If we made enough noise.
You're all crazy. If you go out on strike, you just lose the little you've got.
I want to make this strike. I want to make more money.
You don't know anything, Jason. You're just out to vote.
And so am I. And we've got the right to speak up, same as you.
You know, there was a strike at Johansson's. A couple years ago, there have been strikes at lots of factories. They last a couple days, then the boss clamps down and the workers give up.
A few days on the picket line. They'll be begging for their jobs back.
Maybe we could win a strike, maybe we couldn't. I don't know. But I do know I don't want my mother's life.
I'll be scared too, Anya, but if you ask me to, I'll make signs and I'll march up and down in front of the factory. And I'll be scared, but I think we have to do this. Do you think we can?
I think we can do anything in us to do. Anya Rosen, you're a dreamer. I've heard that all my life. Anya, you're a dreamer. Anya, it doesn't always have to be you who starts the trouble. Ever since I was a little girl, people have always been telling me to be some other way than what I am. Especially Papa. I asked him one day if I could read his newspaper, and I got, girls don't care about the news. And when I wanted to go to high school, he said,
I said girls don't need an education, they need a husband.
that's when I told him I wasn't ever going to get married.
Which is what I said. Anya, girls always get married.
Not all girls, Papa.
The ones like you, the pretty ones, they get married.
What if there's something else I want to do?
Like what, be president?
Maybe.
Anya, girls get married, especially Jewish girls. It doesn't matter if we're here or we're in Russia. They get married, they have children, and their husbands take care of them. That's the way things are done. That's the way things have always been done.
And what happens if a girl's husband dies? Like you did.
Then your children take care of you.
But Papa, don't you want things to change? For me, for the family.
The change isn't always good. And at least now you know what you've got. If things change, then maybe they get worse.
Or maybe they get better.
So you're telling me that you're going to change the world all by yourself. A girl of 17 with no education and no money.
If I don't do it, who will?
You're a dreamer. late, miss. You want to go home?
But I waited all night. Every time you asked for new business, I raised my hand, but you never called on me.
So come back next month.
Month after.
Hey, give her a chance, Pat.
You say what you gotta say, but make it snappy.
My name is Anya Rosen. I work at Johansson's Shirtwaist Factory. It isn't fair the way they treat us there.
Where is it fair, miss?
Why don't you go to a settlement house, miss? They have lots of lady do-gooders there.
This is a meeting of the latest garment workers, right?
Right?
You represent the people who work in the factories that make ladies' clothing, right?
Right.
I'm a shirtwaist maker. I make ladies' clothes just like the hundreds of other shirtwaist girls in the city. And we need help from this union to go out on strike.
This union has enough problems already without trying to organize a bunch of girls. Meeting adjourned.
But if we talk to each other while we're working, even just a few words, we're sacked. When we do get a break, it's 20 minutes at lunch, and the factory boss turns the clock ahead. We have to beg for permission to use the restroom. And even then, it's just one toilet for 200 of us, and it's always filthy.
You're a girl. Clean the toilet yourself.
Pig-headed. That's what you are, every one of you, and small-minded.
Did you walk her, Miss Rose?
What do you think? It's not like I have any money for the trolley car.
And your father let you do that?
My father's dead, Mr.
Joe Russo. And if your father was alive, would he want you butting into places like this, where no decent woman belongs?
You mean to tell me I need to be protected from the cigar smoke and the swearing? But it's perfectly all right for me to sit in the dirty fire truck 12 hours a day?
Are you engaged, Miss Rosen?
I don't see what that has to do with it.
If you're not engaged now, you will be soon, and then you'll get married.
Maybe not.
You'll get married, and then you'll quit your job, just like all the other girls in the factory. When we started this local, we only had $4 in the treasury, and it's not much better now. We're struggling to survive, and we can't be wasting our time on a bunch of fly-by-night females.
You don't know anything about how it is for us.
I know, but it's like to bust your back to get ahead, to dig ditches and to lay down track, and to drag yourself to night school for 8 years.
Don't the shirtwaist girls know about hard work? About struggling?
The union's job is to make things better for working
And
men.
who's going to make it better for working women?
That's why women get married.
You know, my mother stands over a wash tub all day, every day, scrubbing other people's clothes for a few pennies. Other than that, all we have for food and rent and heat and medicine and something to send back to the old country so my grandparents won't starve is the $4 a week I bring home.
You're telling me it's like this for all the girls in the factory?
I'm telling you, for most of them, it's worse.
Then why don't you come to the next meeting? Maybe explain some things.
And get insulted again? No. If you won't help us, we'll just have to organize ourselves.
Go out on strike on your own? A bunch of young girls.
It's pretty much.
You're a dreamer.
White lung, they call it. Tuberculosis. That's what the doctor at the charity hospital said I have. He said it strikes people when their living is hard. He said the only cure is fresh air and healthy food and a good, long rest and friendship. He might as well have told me to fly to the moon.
Orderly picketing of the workplace is a legal right, guaranteed by New York State law.
Oh, is it?
You can look it up.
Maybe I'll just do that sometime. But right now, I have orders to clear you girls off the street.
But we're workers, like you, underpaid and living in tenements. Why fight against us? Why not fight with us?
We fight for the man who pays us.
Fight whoever you want. We're going to stand by.
You got a pretty mother looking for a girl and an event.
I've got a pretty big fist, too.
in there. I'm not gonna stand here all day playing nursemaid to stinking immigrant brats. What are you waiting for?
Give me a sign. Margaret, don't you ever say you're one of them.
What if I am? Then you're a traitor.
Come on,
Get your hands off me.
Watch your mouth, or I can put my hands wherever I like.
Is that how you want to be talked to, Margaret? Is that how you want to be treated for the rest of your life? You know it's not. But Pa said if I come home without a job, I don't come home. It's like I said before. There's only one side to this.
All right, girls, this is your last chance. What's it gonna be? Out here or in there?
We're not going to budge until Mr. Mikey Johansson listens to us.
Then you'll be standing here till Hades freezes over. Take care of your soul.
With pleasure. Come on, boys!
So you tried it on your own, Rose?
What are you doing here?
And who are you?
This is Joe Russo from the Ladies Garment Workers Union. Who told you we were in here, Mr. Russo?
No one. No wildcat strikes in all the morning papers.
The maid didn't said we must have any visitors.
She had to let me see you. I told her I was your lawyer.
We don't need a lawyer.
Yes, we do.
Great, fine, you do. But not you.
You don't have a lawyer. You have a law student.
Tell us, why were we arrested? We weren't the ones doing the wrong.
We were just making the strike.
If you have enough dough, you can get anything you want in the city. Need a cop to look the other way? Find the right one and hand him a cigar with a $100 bill wrapped around it. You need a favor from the judge? No problem. There's plenty of them for sale.
Is that how they do it then? All the high-ups,
Lots more than don't. Bankers, builders.
factory owners,
The nation said she let you out if you paid your fine.
$10 or 10 days for each one of us.
As if we have $10 bloody dollars between us.
That's 9 more nights.
Rise and shine, ladies. Your fine's been paid. But
I asked around about Johansson's. Some of the other showways factories too. It's all like you said.
you're surprised?
Find a rich husband, Anya. Then you can quit the factory, leave the east side, have a decent life.
That's your answer for us? Rich husbands?
That's my answer for you. Those thugs were just giving you a warning yesterday. Next time they'll split your skulls open.
I'm not afraid.
You should be. It's different for a woman.
It's not different for a woman.
I told you. Anya, I told you again and again where all your big ideas would lead you. I asked you, what is it you want, Anya? The moon from the sky?
Papa, didn't you leave the old country so you could have something better? You and Mama worked and saved by passage to America, and even then you could only afford steerage. And when you got to New York, you didn't know anyone, and you didn't have enough money for a room. And you spent days looking for jobs, but you didn't go back to Russia, and you didn't give up.
Of course not.
Then why do you want me to?
I told you how it was back in the old country, how the Cossacks would break into our houses and burn them to the ground, but here, in the new world, they don't make Jews live in separate places. Here, they let us survive.
I want to do more than survive, Papa. Don't you see? Right now, we are dust on the ground. But I want to see the stars.
shirtwaist factory.
And a bloody miracle list too.
In response to this strike, several other factories have had workers walk out. There's even been talk of our union supporting a general strike of all the shirtwaist girls in the city. I admire these young girls' enthusiasm, but I don't think they realize the magnitude of such an undertaking. New York City has over 30,000 girls employed in over 600 shirtwaist factories.
So what?
So, no male workers have ever won a full-scale strike of such size. As for females attempting it, women are simply not capable of bringing the relentless and exhausting demands of a lengthy strike.
We've been bearing those demands for months already. We have indeed. We went out in August and it's November now. The rain is soaking through our shoes, the cold is shaking our bones. We haven't given up.
And what happens in the winter? Will you keep marching in the snow and cold?
We will.
Most of you don't even have winter coats, and you certainly can't afford to buy it.
Anger, that's what will keep us warm.
It's the natural order of things that women should be led, not lead. Therefore, I believe that this union refused to listen to any more of these silly demands of a lengthy strike.
I move that we now listen to another bloody word out of your mouth.
You can't move anything. You're not even a member of the union.
Then I'll join. We'll all join and we'll show you a thing or two.
And I suppose Ali got the $1.50 it takes to join us.
Of course they don't. They can pay off their dues 10 cents a week just like the rest of us. They're garment workers. They have the right to be in the garment workers union.
There's my first sign. Don't go wasting it. It's the last money I've got.
I'm an organizer for this union. The only way these girls can get better wages and fair treatment is if we tie up the shirtwaist trade. And the only way we can do that is if our union calls for a general strike against the entire industry. I say the girls are right. And I say it's time one of these girls stood up here and spoke to us. I say it's time we put them on your roses.
Just who is this? Anya Rosen.
She's the girl who started the strike, you ignorant man.
Let's
We
leave
deserve
her.
I haven't tonight.
You haven't even opened your mouth.
That's right. I haven't.
Because the time for talk is over. It's time to ask for what we want and fight to get it.
How can these girls know what they want? They're not even women yet. They're just children.
If we're old enough to sweat our guts out 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, why aren't we old enough to say what we want? And what we want is justice and fairness.
That's what we all want. That's what we all deserve.
If we call an industry-wide strike, if we can hold out, it's not just the shirtwaist girls who win. It's all of you.
As a member of the International Ladies Garment Workers Union, I move that starting tomorrow morning, this union support a general strike of all the girls and all the shirtwaist factories in New York City.
I hear no seconds, and if there are no seconds, the motion dies.
I second it.
I second it.
I second it.
Please, God.
I second it. The motion is carried.
Pledge with me now, all who support this strike. If I turn traitor to the cause I now pledge, may this hand wither from the arm I raise.
If I turn traitor to the cause I now pledge, may this hand wither from the arm I raise.
If
I turn traitor to the cause I now pledge, may this hand wither from the arm I raise. If I turn traitor to the cause I now pledge, may this hand wither from the arm I raise.
Lenore Van Meer, Violet Van. Those are our names. Those are the names. Those are the names that mean summers in Switzerland. A cottage in Newport. A life. A world away from the shirtwaist girls and their factories.
Are you all slumming then?
You're fighting for your life. Well, that's what we want to do too. I got a degree in social work from Vassar, so I could help women like you.
Well, wasn't that grand of you?
And what kind of women are we? Pitiful women, maybe with our silly dreams.
You got it all wrong.
And you and yours have it all right, Massachusetts.
This isn't about our money.
Everything's about your money.
If you let us stand with you, we can prove that all women, rich and poor, can lead independent lives.
I bet they run like rabbits at the first sight of the police. Poor the thugs.
We didn't. Why didn't they?
your hands so numb you can't feel them. You'll have to get buying a cup of coffee and a bowl of soup a day.
I thought the union was helping you. They are. That's all we can afford. Over 700 of us have been arrested. The union's gone broke, paying our jail fines.
You want to help us? Empty your pockets and give us the coins.
See, give us the coin. I get an allowance. I could give you that.
We wouldn't take your money, and we don't want your pity.
I spit on your feet. They're asking for a chance. Isn't that what we're striking for? Why don't we give them their chance?
We lose this strike. Those rich girls don't care. Their lives will go on just the way they always have. We can't depend on people like them. This is our world and our fight.
It's along with you then.
Please at least take my coat. If not, charity cases.
Tell this court, Miss,
My name is Anna Rose.
what you are trying to tell this court, Miss Rose, is that a band of thugs allegedly came at you for no reason, beat you, and when the police arrived, they arrested you. Is that what you claim happened?
That is what happened.
Miss Rosen, do you really expect this court to believe that New York City policemen arrest innocent people?
But, Your Honor, we weren't doing anything illegal.
May I speak, Your Honor?
Of course, Mr. Rutherford is always ready to listen to an upstanding citizen such as yourself.
You can see how these girls are, Your Honor. They've been bothering workers at Johansson's for months now, and you know what a fine man Mr. Johansson.
A true credit to our community.
The strikes have been stopping business all over town, so sure, now and again we bring in a little outside help to try and talk some sense to the girls, but there's nothing violent about it.
That's a lie, you know it.
Do you have a witness to your statement?
Indeed I do, Mr. Jonathan.
Escort, I object.
The thing of it is, Your Honor, these girls, they hang around the streets. They get carted off to the local jail.
Are you saying these girls are a public nuisance?
What I'm saying is I can't see a nickel's worth of difference between these strikers and streetwalkers.
I'm ready to pass sentence.
Your Honor, we request permission to adjust the bench.
Miss Van Meter.
And Ms. Van Court.
Ladies, I'm sure your families wouldn't want to be caught to these proceedings. You may leave for my change. No one even need know you're here.
We want everyone to know we're here. We are in complete sympathy with the strikers. We demand to be sentenced with them.
But you don't know what's going to happen.
We said we'd stand with you, and we will.
But there are extenuating circumstances.
Our family's money,
I mean, I have no reason to put you in jail.
Well, we will give you one then. Judge Powell, you are immoral, unscrupulous,
How dare you?
law-breaking, right?
You are in contempt!
Boring old windbag!
I shall give you your wish, ladies!
Thank you.
Your thanks may be a bit premature. Will the other defendants please rise? I am giving a fair warning to all other strikers. If you persist in your behavior, you will be receiving exactly the same punishment I am handing down to these girls. In light of their conduct on the picket line and what I have seen and heard in this courtroom, these girls will begin to serve 2 months with no possibility of parole at the women's workhouse on Blackwell's Island.
And prostitutes.
And now there's going to be further strike. Have a pleasant 2 months, ladies.
I was so full of brave words, Joe, and big talk. And now I'm scared. Scared as you said I should be.
You'll make it through this.
time to go, girls.
But the strike's over, and we won. We deserve to be warm and full.
Anya, it's a dream.
No,
It's a dream, Anya.
no.
It's a dream, Anya Rosen, and you're a dreamer.
It's all right, Anya. You're just having a nightmare. No, it was a good dream. The strike was over. That was my dream too. The strike was over.
And we won, yes. We were celebrating, yes.
And then we woke up. It's the dreams that make it hard. You think you're in one place, and when you wake up, you're in another. When we win the strike, you can make it all right. We're not going to win. Tell us that, Anya. Won't let us win. Anya, you can't be telling us this. You can't be telling yourself this. Take what you get, and keep your mouth shut. That's what they told me. And they were right. But I thought I knew. I'm the smartest. I was always the smartest. I know all the answers. I always knew the answers. But now, I don't know anymore. I don't know why we even tried. You have to know, Anya, so you can tell us. All I ever gave you were dreams. Dreams that brought me to America, Anya. That sent me to the people that brought you here. That's right. And here is where we'll show them what we're made of. Dreams aren't enough. I can't even believe in dreams anymore. Dreams are the greatest practicality there is. Because dreams are what you go on when there's nothing else left. I had a dream of a new world. I have it still.
For the first time in my life, I stood up and I did something. And I was scared. And I did it anyway. And I got strong. I sing the song of strength. I sing the song of strength.
The sun was warm on my arms that day. The day the Cossacks came. Maybe it was the sun that gave me my courage, that burned away my fear. That day I went from house to house, gathering all the men. That day we took our pitchforks and we stood up! My heart was bursting with fear, but I ran at him. And when it was all over, when most of us were dead, and the rest of us were hiding, I said, why did we lose? Why did we even try? I said that's what happens when you try and they make things different. That's where dreams lead you!
That's what I told you. I had my own dreams. Doing fine, brave things. And I did, Papa. And we lost. And I can hear you asking me, like you asked me all those years ago, why did you do it? Why did you even try?
And I would answer you as you answered me all those years ago. To stand there, shaking with fear, but to still try. That is to be truly brave. You said,
I said for the first time in your life, you stood up and you did something. Are you watching, Clara? Clara? Clara! daughters of the East Side. I sing of our strength and our dreams. Our strength and our dreams. How did you get in here?
I bribed someone. The judge said you can get out. All of you can get out.
The strikers may be released immediately. Everything will be forgotten and all will be forgiven. They only have to go back to work at their same wages, of course, and same hours. That's called compromise.
I can't speak for the other girls. I'm staying.
Some people might say you're being stubborn.
I'm trying for the moon. I won't get it. But that won't stop me from trying.
The society girls strike getting this publicity. The papers are full of the strike.
Society girls interviewed! They accuse police of colluding with sweatshop owners to prosecute girl victims! Pictures inside, dog swinging billy club and strikers, girls on the way to the tombs! Society girls don't money to pay off strikers, jail fines!
We're into February now and those girls are still at it.
Justice! Fairness!
Those foot deep in the woods, blowing them off their feet, and those girls are still at it.
Justice! Fairness!
So tired they can barely stand, so cold they can barely move, and those girls are still at it.
Justice! Fairness!
We beat them, and we bully them, and we hold them off the table. And those girls are still at it.
Justice! Fairness!
I throw them into the tubes. They starve, and they puke, and when they get out, they go right back on the picket line.
Justice! Fairness!
Justice, fairness. It almost makes a man afraid.
Justice! Fairness!
There's no possible way these girls can win. It's David against Goliath.
Justice! Fairness! Justice! Fairness!
I could have told you those girls would never give up. Because I knew the machines will rust and the factories will close down before those girls give up.
Justice! Fairness!
I had a sister named Rosie. She walked the picket line, got sent to the tomb for Danya.
Justice! Fairness!
I want to see my sister!
Justice! Fairness!
The warden told me, your sister's buried in Potter's Field. She told us she didn't have any family.
Justice! Fairness!
You could have told me they died before they stopped fighting. Because I know what they're fighting for.
Justice! Fairness!
A place in this world.
These owners want to settle. They're offering $6 a week for 10 hours a day, and overtime if you work longer.
And they take back to the factory box.
No more renting machines or your oil or your thread.
Or the boxes we sit on.
From now on, you sit on chairs.
As a direct result of the shirtwaist strike of 1909, 20,000 new members joined the Ladies' Garment Workers Union.
As a direct result of the shirtwaist strike, the New York City Police Department and Judicial Department were brought under investigation.
As a direct result of the shirtwaist strike of 1909, East Side girls began attending high school in ever larger numbers, and eventually, college.
In the bitter winter of 1909, when we bled and died on the picket line, we showed the world that a woman could fight, and we rose